cases today. And as you can see on the COVID dashboard, the 7-day average number has now gone over 100. If it stays at this number, we for 2 weeks we're going back up to tier 1. So the wishful thinking of going downwards to tier 3 is not looking really good. I know the mayor wanted us to get down to tier 3 by Thanksgiving, and that didn't happen. Then he was talking about Christmas, and that's not looking like it's going to happen. Doesn't look like it's going to happen for New Year's either. But there's other things that he's trying to do to get us to tier 3, and we'll talk about that later. You guys probably heard that in the news, but I think the big thing today in the news is this big bump of 190 cases. So yeah, that's a big deal. We're all keeping an eye on that. I'm definitely kind of interested in this. I really want to get tier 3. I kind of want to get back to like living a normal life. I mean, as normal as we can during this this pandemic. But this is not looking good, right? There's some interesting things going on with the numbers. So again, I had all these links. I'll put it in the description if you guys are interested in it. But this is all the public information that you can find if you just search for Hawaii COVID. This is all done by local companies or local organizations that are tracking all of this information. This is not my numbers. I don't even know where you get these numbers, but I guess they're getting straight from the Department of Health and whatever other departments that collect this information. But let's kind of go through some of this. So today, because of the big number, and we had another big number, I think 2 days ago, our daily average cases is at 112. Hawaii County, I think, had a big bump today too, right? So their average has gone up to 12 per cases. Honolulu County, we're at 84. We need to get down to 50 to get, or below 50, right, to get to tier 3. Kauai's still doing pretty good. Maui, there's a bump there too. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and I don't know where these cases are coming from, but they're not going away. It doesn't seem like it. Here's the tests. So again, this is on the same website. This one was updated today. So on average, in the past 7 days, we have 4,620 cases, right? 2.4% were positive. So here you can see this is on the 12th. There were 4,388 cases or tests performed, right? That were negative. And then down here, 167 were positive, right? So you can see some of them were actually pretty high. I think this was during the surge when we had like, oh, look at this, 10,000 tests. But even still, like, very little people were coming in positive at 271, right? I think that's when we were hitting like positive cases of like 300 or close to 300. But here we are, December 11th, 90. These are our positive cases. December 10th, 174. Then the 68, 126. The whole flattening the curve thing doesn't look like it's happening, because The curve doesn't seem to be flattening, right? So I don't know what people are doing. Um, I know that there's probably a lot of people who are walking around asymptomatic and it's just spreading, right? And then you combine that with the flu season coming around, um, and people's immune system might be getting, might be compromised. And I don't know if I can't remember last year if they said that you can have both at the same time. But that might figure into it as well. That's kind of something to consider as well. But yeah, I mean, just there's so many things to be uh, watchful for now with the COVID and the flu and whatever else wintertime sicknesses that are going around. Um, and I know, like for a fact, like there are gatherings going on. Uh, I heard that Kahala Mall had a big craft fair, which kind of mind that they're still allowing those types of gatherings, and those things are usually really really crowded, especially during holiday season. And I don't care what people say about the masks. If you get a bunch of people, put them together. Um, if you have it and you don't know it, you're spreading it, right? Whether you're wearing a mask or not. So the whole idea of wearing a mask is just a false sense of confidence. And I'm I would think I don't know if they have any numbers on how many people are wearing masks. I don't even know how you track that. But as far as I know, like everywhere I go, I see people wearing masks. You have to wear masks when you're pumping gas. You have to wear masks if you go to Costco. So people are wearing masks, but yet we're still having these huge bumps in numbers. Now, so the big cluster that happened is what's going on at Halava prison, right? And that's accounting for like a huge chunk of the numbers that's coming in. 190 cases today. There's a huge number of them coming from the prison, and Mayor Caldwell doesn't want those numbers attributed to his county, uh, but it is in his county, right? So I don't know what you do with that because uh, I wouldn't want. I don't feel like that number should be accounted to the county because that's really an isolated place, right? Except for the fact that you do have workers that are coming in and out of the facility. Now, if they were in a bubble, then no problem, right? It's contained, but it's not contained because people are coming in and out of the bubble, or not even it's not even a bubble, right? Um, so I don't know what's going to happen. They're saying that he's going to put in a request to the governor to have those cases taken out of the Honolulu cases. But he's saying that the people of Honolulu are working really hard to do the right thing and get the numbers down. But I don't know is Halava State Prison. I mean, somebody's not doing their job, right? Somebody's not doing their part to keep the numbers down. I don't know what's being done over there as far as why there's such a huge outbreak of COVID cases there. But something, like definitely needs to be done. I don't know if it's correct to remove the numbers. It is definitely punishing the community and businesses with such a high number. That's definitely keeping us from going to tier three. In fact, those numbers may bump us up to tier one. So I don't know if that's correct. I haven't. I'm gonna have to think about that. I mean, me personally, it's in the community. Unless they can create a bubble there, workers are coming in and out of that place, And with a big outbreak like that, it's going to leak out, right? So I don't know if that's I don't know if that's going to make a difference keeping keeping those numbers out. Um, and again, like we're still seeing a bump in community spread anyway. So even if you take out that big number, uh, I don't know if they said what the number was. I'm trying to take a look at here. So 85 out of the 158 cases reported on Monday, were from the halava outbreak. So what is that? 73 cases still, and minus, take out the halava guys, is still 73 cases. Um, I don't know what today's numbers are, but that's still a decent number of cases. It's still a bump up. So I don't know if that's the correct thing to do, uh, because again, the whole tier system is to prevent people from gathering and to kind of mitigate the spread from getting out of hand. Um, I I think if you look at it a hospital standpoint, from a healthcare standpoint, those prisoners, I don't know if they're taxing our public medical system. They have their own medical system. I don't think they're coming to our hospitals and stuff. They're not taking up, the ICU beds and stuff, that would be normally available for, non-inmates. Um, so if that's the case, depending if they're trying to protect the healthcare system, for the non-inmate community, then yeah, it should take the number out, right? But again, you still got to keep an eye on that because it's not a bubble, right? People are coming in and out of that place. Workers are coming in and out. Um, yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what the best course of action. We don't really have a lot of information on this. We're gonna have to wait until all the information comes out. And but I don't think the knee jerk reaction of just taking the number out just to make the numbers look good is the best move, unless we know for sure that that is in case, not affecting the community as a whole. That's an isolated um, outbreak that's just in its own bubble. So yeah, so I mean that's what's going on right now. It's huge concern. 190 cases. I mean, we're above the 100 cases of tier 2. So that, if this goes on for 2 weeks, we're bumping up to tier 1 again. And I don't know if businesses I don't know if businesses can handle, keep going. I mean, going down the tier system is not too bad, but going back up, that's going to shut a lot of businesses down. So, not to mention just the community is, just going to be flipping out. I mean, already I think people are getting kind of crazy with the holiday season and not being able to gather more than 5 people, in a house. So I don't know what the government's going to do. We'll see what they do. Um, so I'm kind of keeping an eye out on the vaccine. I know we just got the vaccine in today. Shipment came in today. Uh, the lieutenant governor said that they're probably going to start giving out the first shots on Wednesday. And again, with the Pfizer vaccine, we know it's a 2-shot kind of process, and it takes like 21 days between the shots. So even if you do get it on Wednesday, you're going to have to wait like 3 weeks and then get another shot. And then I don't know. I don't know how long it takes for it to become completely effective. Maybe several days or maybe a few hours. I don't know. Um, But whatever the case is, now we're hearing in the UK, which already started their vaccination. There's a faster spreading variant of the coronavirus, uh, and they're about to lock down again in the middle. And again, like they just got the first shot, right? So nobody there is completely vaccinated because nobody there has gotten the second shot, right? They have to wait 3 weeks. Um, they're they're having another a huge outbreak over there, and they might be locking down again. And I don't know. Again, I don't know if this is I don't know. It's not a conspiracy, but I don't know if it's just a rumor. But again, like people are saying that there's these other variants out there, and some of them are actually faster spreading than the original COVID-19. So again, like this is on New Scientist. This came out today. Oh, okay. And then finally, like, okay, Pfizer, this is the Pfizer vaccine, right? Um, and we heard the a couple of days ago that when they first started, they had two cases, which it's negligible, right? But I mean, again, it's there. That's people. Two people had very severe allergic reactions to the COVID-19 vaccine shot, and that's just the first shot, right? So they still, I don't know if they're going to get the second one. I doubt it, if they're having that kind of adverse reaction. But apparently, because they have such a huge number of vaccinations that they have to go through, they're trying to vaccinate such a huge number of people. Uh, they were told originally that they should take 15 minutes for each vaccination, right? So you should give them the injection. You have to monitor them. Uh, well, in order to get through all of those people, they kind of reduced it down to like 8 minutes. So they kind of almost cut it in half, right? The amount of time, so that they could get through more people. Uh, because of those adverse reactions, now they're being told that they should follow the original guidelines of waiting 15 minutes to monitor the person and check to see if anything happens. Again, this is a uh, accelerated vaccination. It's not just the vaccine that's been accelerated in development, but the whole process of giving it, or distributing it, or implementing it, that's been kind of uh, accelerated as well. So uh, for me personally, I kind of look at this like, okay, I'm going to pay attention to what's going on in the UK. They got first. Um, Whatever things that are happening there, I mean, that's going to happen here, right? So I'm not in the first batch of people who are going to get it in Hawaii. In fact, I'm probably going to be with the vast majority of people who might get it. I don't know. Who knows when, right? Could be summer. It could be later. I don't know. But if as they're kind of distributing it out to a lot more people than they tested it on. I mean, remember they tested it on 42,000 people, but only half of them got the actual vaccine. The other half got placebo, right? So you're talking about 21,000 people that got it. Now they're going to distribute it to millions of people. There's a lot of cases that they're just, how would they know, like how the vaccine would affect these people. So I think monitoring this is important. I'm definitely monitoring it. That's gonna play a role in me determining whether I should get the vaccine or not. I'm not one of those people who are just yes, I'm gonna get it, or heck no, I'm not gonna get it. I'm the kind of person who's like, oh, I'll just wait and see what's happening, because there's absolutely no reason for me to make a decision now, because I'm not gonna get it, whether I want to or not. I'm not going to get it until whenever I'm going to get it. So yeah, just I think by the time I am able to get the vaccine, more data will be out, and I think I'll be able to make a better decision. Uh, So that's some of the things that I'm always looking at. Every day I'm looking at this. I'm trying to just find out what's going on in the news. Um, Again, there's a lot of misinformation online as well, so I'm trying to filter through all of those as well, and trying to find out what exactly is happening in the UK and what's happening in America and what's happening in Hawaii. So that's it for the for my COVID update. I hope everybody's paying attention to this, because this is definitely affecting all of us coming down to the Christmas holidays. Um, I think on the mainland they're expecting a lot of snow, so the temperatures are going to drop like over 10 inches of snow. They're expecting to happen in the next like several days. Um, so there might be a big spike. I don't know. I mean, we were told by the experts that the winter season we'd see another big spike in coronaviruses. I think we're starting to see that with California, New York, and other states having like record number of cases again. Um, so for us, luckily, like 190, that's a lot, but it's not like at the 300 plus that we had at our peak. Hopefully it doesn't get there, and hopefully they can figure out what's going on in the prisons, get that under control. Then our numbers will probably drop like half of that maybe, and as long as it's under 100, I think that's pretty good. Um, yeah, so that's it for today's COVID update. I'm gonna keep on the news. Hopefully, if you guys are not watching the news, you guys are not paying attention to this, well, uh, I don't know how you guys are gonna make your decisions, but I'm keeping it up to date, trying to keep my family, my friends up to date, um, and yeah, just doing what we can to get through this. By the way, today I actually went for the first time since I think, geez, was it like March, early March, before the whole lockdown happened? I went to Zippy's. Now I've taken out from Zippy's. I've ordered online and picked up from Zippy's. But today I kind of drove by YPO, and they have a big sign that says dining room open, and we're just gonna pick up dinner, and decided, hey, we're gonna go in, and it was pretty good. I mean, everything spaced out. Now this is just YPO only. All the booths had uh, really tall plexiglass on every single booth. And then they had signs on, I think, every other table, or what, I mean, they had spaced out. You couldn't sit on a table next to somebody or in a booth next to somebody. And man, it was great. I had a Zipman, haven't had that for a while, and it wasn't like going back to normal, but it kind of reminded me of how much I miss eating out at Zippy's. Uh, so I really hope that they don't get closed down again if we have to move up to tier one. So anyway, that's my report for today. All right, take care, stay safe.